Hi everyone, welcome to Eid Dubai and the BNB Greenfield Workshop. My name is Rumeel Hussain. I am a Senior Solution Architect in BNB Chain, and I want to welcome all of you to introduce you about the revolutionary decentralized storage that we have recently launched about BNB Greenfield Fund. So let's start from here that data is the new oil. Everyone knows that about the data economy, data economics, and the data ownership is the main problem right now into the enterprise solutions that are providing. And enterprise data storage, they are investing a lot of money in the management of the data ones to the management the complete cloud storage sites one. So we found this opportunity and we have launched about the decentralized data storage services, okay, which is divided between the participants to add the more security on this one. Decentralized BNB Greenfield decentralized storage allows you to the programmability, so you can clearly maintain and own your data by writing the smart contracts by using the smart contracts chain, which is we have about BNB smart chain. It is an EVM compatible chain. On top of that, you can write your smart contract to create your decentralized storage applications on BNB Greenfield one. And the thing is that the BNB Greenfield that we have launched, it is the main purpose of this one is to monetize the data and to get the ownership of your data. The main objective of the BNB Greenfield is one to monetize your data. You can own your data and you can use your data and you can provide the access on top of the need of the data. So the main innovation of the BNB Greenfield is that we are providing the decentralized infrastructure with a broader BNB chain ecosystem. BNB chain has the largest ecosystems and the most users that we have. 1 million users that were addresses that happened on BNB Greenfield in the last couple of months. So we are the one that who has a very strong ecosystem. So we thought that there is a lack of that where we are lacking about the decentralized storage fund. So where you can create, store, and exchange data with your full ownership fund. What you can we do with the meaning of the full ownership fund, you can log in with your anonymous ID. You can own your data. You can create, read, execute data on top of the by using the smart contracts, by writing the smart contracts fund. On top of a smart contract based economy, okay, you can get the financial value on top of this. I will explain you that how you will get the financial value by using the smart contracts to deploy the application on the Greenfield. So if you check here, we have a cross chain to BSC1. So here it is the BNB Greenfield blockchain, which have their own resources, Oracle cross chains module, and this is the BNB Smart Chain one. BNB Smart Chain, which is responsible for writing the smart contracts for deploying your applications. There is a relays and the smart contracts events are happening between both of them. So BNB Greenfield blockchain is a separate one and the BNB Smart Chain is a separate blockchain. The purpose of the BNB Greenfield blockchain is to maintain the metadata of the data, and the purpose of the BNB Smart Chain is that you can create application by writing a smart contracts on top of BNB Greenfield. So the core of the BNB Greenfield, if you check here, that you have in the Greenfield blockchain one, you have accounts and the BNB balances. You have storage metadata, proof of challenge, and we are based on the Cosmos SDK. So what is the meaning of the proof of challenge? For example, that you have data. Okay, we have two things, storage providers that I can explain you after this, storage providers and the validators. So validators are the one that who can maintain the availability of the blockchain, availability of the data, that if someone wants to get the access of their data. So validators have to send the request to the storage providers. Storage providers has to prove the proof of challenge that I requested this data, there is a challenge that you have to prove it, and on top of that you will get the data. Storage providers here is the storage service is infra, redundancy and the backup, payload and P2P one. Storage services mean that storage service SP providers are those one who can help to provide the data, where your data will be uploaded all your files, either it is the PDF file or image or the videos, whatever it is, it will be uploaded to the SP's one, either it is Microsoft Azure, GCP, or any storage provider one. But all your metadata will be stored to the BNB Greenfield blockchain one. So this is the additional layer that is which will be gives you the authority to maintain and own your data, but your data will be actually to be on SP sites one. How SPs will provide you the data? They have to prove of challenge that if you guys want to request your data, you want to access any data, okay, you will get it from SPs has to prove the challenge, and then you will get it. Greenfield validators. So as I mentioned that we are based on the Cosmos SDK for AppLogic, and Tendermint code that we are using as the proof of stake authorities one. So the validators and BSC validators and the beacon chain validators are the separate validators. BNB Greenfield has their own separate validators. Their task, their role is to maintain the whole BNB Greenfield blockchains fund. Their responsibility to verify the blockchain, their responsibility to maintain the stability of the blockchain, and their responsibility is to verify the transactions on BNB Greenfield one. So what are the awards that they will be get? The rewards they will receive is the responsibility to verify data from the storage providers. Any storage provider is there, they have to get the rewards. About the fees, potential fines. For example, if there is the proof of challenges happen, okay, and any storage provider is not able to complete the challenge, not able to provide the requested data, so he will be get slashed on the required challenge fund. So Greenfield validators have the potential rewards mechanism that will be explained. I will explain you later, but the reward mechanism is based on the verifications, stakings, okay, and others that I will explain you here. So if you check here about the Greenfield storage providers one, storage providers, what are the responsibility of the storage providers is storing data objects, responsible to download the request. As I mentioned before that if you have a request and you want to download your data, the storage providers are the one who will give you all your data that you are going to be requested. SPs that store can data either is labeled as the objects one, okay. So either it is the primary SP and the secondary SP. There are two types of the SPs. One is the primary storage provider and the other one is the secondary storage provider. The primary storage provider is the one that who will be the main resource for the communication of your data, but if you want to get the data from others one, then you will come up with the secondary storage providers one. Users should only download the data from your primary storage providers one, which provide access to data, management of data, ownership of your data, to downloading your data. All the primary functions that you are going to do, it will be happen to your primary SPs one. So SPs to store in segment replica using erasure coding. This is what we are using about in our erasure coding. So here is your objects. 50 MB is there, so there is a segmentation is happening by using the erasure coding. Why we are using the erasure coding is to the high availability and the data availability of your data. So it will be converted into the chunks ones, okay. And if you check here, this is your primary SP, okay, and here are your secondary SPs one. So main communication of this one is happening from piece of root hash, and here is the hash which is using by the checksum one. So you can log in by using the uploading the data by the checksum will be there, okay, and the hash of the transactions will be there. So you will identify your data in a unique way. So here is the Greenfield in action one. I can explain you that how actually it is working, okay. If you check here, it's the BSC one and the Greenfield one. In the BSC side, what is the actual role of the BSC is that you have created the application of the decentralized storage, any application which can be deployed here onto the BNB Smart Chain blockchain one. There is a resource mirroring, cross-chain communication layer, and the consensus which is separate than Greenfield one. Here the consensus is a separate one, cross-chain communication mirroring is happening, Greenfield resources is, but in Greenfield you have the staking module, you have a governance module and the payment module. Now your metadata is here, your application is deployed there, okay. Now, as an actor, you can interact with the direct with the application that is deployed there, which is communicating as a relay, or you can directly interact with your application. So if you are access to the data, this is where your SP storage provider is there, okay, which is watching, and all the, not a one, there are many storage providers, either SP1, SP2, SP3. So where your challenge is coming. Here is the proof of challenge, okay. We have requested the data to storage provider. Storage providers will be checked to the validator operators, and they will watch that is greenfield storage provider is providing the data or not in a timely manner. So where the, here the, your proof of challenge part will become, okay, and this is the whole Trinity series of to the BNB greenfield. So we did the comparison of how actually the BNB greenfield different from the others one. If you check about the data redundancies one, we are using the erasure coding by default, which is the best approach for the high availability and the data availability layer of the applications one. And data availability proof, how actually it's showing the data availability of proof of challenge that we are using. Persistence mechanism, it is totally based on the contract base, smart contracts that you are going to be write on BNB Smart Chain one. Okay, data processing, we are providing the access control support and data ownership support. There are some of the file points and RV and the storage funds that are the similar one, but there has basic difference. But some of them are providing the smart contract availability, some of not providing. There is no data ownership. If you upload your data onto the RV fund, it's the full-time uploading there. But here in BNB Greenfield one is use as to pay. How much data that you are using, you have to pay on top of this one. Similar like Amazon S3 storage fund that we are doing about Amazon S3, the data that we are using, how much storage that we are using, it is similar like the same module that we have created on BNB Greenfield one. User accounts, native integration with the BSCs one. The lack of the others one is that if your application is on the separate one, for example, about the RV1, about the Filecoin one, there is a separation from, but in the BNB Greenfield one, because it is EVM compatible, it is based to the BNB Smart Chain one, okay, so users have the integrated BSCs one. They don't need to create the separate account, they even can use their same account address for the BSC one and the Greenfield one because of the cross-chain communications one. So if most of guys, if you are familiar with the RV one or the AWS S3 one, here is the similar dashboard one that whatever the storage that you have used and the bandwidth that you have used, if your billing is there. So billing in top of here, it is about, it will be here into the USDT, but behind it, it will be into the BNB one. So the main token of the billing cycle and the payment one, it will be token model is about the BNB. So here you will see the whatever the USD value, if you check here, it is the 200, but eventually that you will convert into the BNB value, what is the value they have to pay. Very simple. This is the same one about the file storage fund. If you check here about the buckets, okay, every bucket will be unique. In every regions, it will be unique as like about the S3 file. So you can upload your .pdf file, .documentation, or to the video files, which will be available on BNB Greenfield one. So now the most important part is that you are uploading your data, which is available there, but nobody will access it until unless that you are not going to provide your confidential data info. For example, here is the file data that we have uploaded there. I'm the one who will provide the access that by whom I can add, so I can just add it. Those who will have the access, they will get the access of the data. They download it, the data, they will use it. So this is from the early access that we are going to be launch our BNB Greenfield by end of April or the mid of the April. So this is our white paper we have already released, and we are doing multiple sessions on the BNB Greenfield one. So if you want to get the BNB Greenfield early access, you can scan it and join the Telegram channel that we have. So any questions on the Greenfield, please ask. I'm not able. Yeah, please. No. Data provider will only store the data, okay, but they don't have a permission to read it and until unless that you are not providing.
And how it works? It is
It's a
encrypted.
proof of challenge one about the securities layers one. If you're not providing the access to anyone, they will not get it.
But who decide that the access is right or not?
Sorry?
Who decides that this, for example, user or provider can read the data? How it's work?
User have to decide it by whom the data that can be accessible to everyone.
So it's work like in encryption way. I need to encrypt the data with public addresses of.
Yes, you can. Your data will be encrypted with the checksums and your public address.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions, guys?
How will get reward validators from Greenfield?
Okay. About the validators reward, it's based on about the transactions and the blocks that you have verified. As I mentioned that we are using the Cosmos SDK and the Tendermint consensus one. So on top of that, the rewards mechanism, we have not publicly, we are still working on the payments and the rewards sites, and which will be hopefully released soon on our documentation as well, docs.bnbchain.org. But the rewards mechanisms will work about your staking one, that the staking that you are doing, you will get the rewards. You will get the rewards about the, you can say, staking, and the other one is the retailers one, okay, solving the proof of challenge tasks. On top of that you will get, but there are the complete list that we are still on it. On top of that you will get the rewards for the validators one.
And is it possible to integrate Greenfield with other EVM-based blockchains?
Because it is the EVM based, yes, you can integrate with others as well.
Thank you.
Is there any other question? Is there any other questions or should we continue? Okay. So we have launched our Go from Zero to Hero in Web3. It's a 6-month virtual bootcamp that we are doing with the Encode. Okay, if someone wants to learn about the BNB Smart Chain one, Greenfield ones, and the hands-on development on BNB Smart Chain, you can join our bootcamp, which is online, okay, and the free of course that we are doing with the Encodes one. So I think it's from my side. Let's build Web3 together. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good day. Bye-bye.